Let's break down that example. First, we'll start by querying the underlying table to make sure the data makes sense for what we're trying to do. Next, we'll count up all the events in each channel in each day. The last step is that we want to average across the events column we've created. In order to do that, we'll want to query against the results from this query. We can do that by wrapping the query in parentheses and using it in the from clause of the next query that we write. It is now a query within a query, also known as a subquery. Subqueries are required to have aliases, which are added after the parentheses the same way you would add an alias to a table. Here, we're just selecting all of the data from the subquery. Let's go the last mile and average events for each channel. Since the subquery acts like one table in the from clause, we'll put a group by clause after the subquery. Since we're now reordering based on this new aggregation, we no longer need the order by statement in the subquery. So let's take that out to keep things clean. Just to make it super clear, let's break down how this new query runs. First, your inner query will run. It might sound like a no-brainer, but it's important. Your inner query must actually run on its own, as the database will treat it as an independent query. Once your inner query is complete, the rest of the query, also known as the outer query, will run across the result set created by the inner query. A nice feature that Mode and many other SQL editors share is the ability to highlight a portion of the query and run only that portion. This is especially helpful when making changes to an inner query. You can make the change, then quickly check the inner query's output to make sure it looks correct before running the outer query again.